He did surgery on my grandson several years ago. He had a sports injury and he was in the hospital, and Dr. Banmore came in and did ankle surgery on him. And so I instantly liked him. He had a great bedside manner. And then I really thought my back was hurting, so I went in to make an appointment, and they set me up with someone else. And then after they took x-rays, they said, "It is not your back, it's your hip. So let me introduce you to Dr. Banmore." And I said, "Oh, I know him." And so he came in, and that was 4 years ago. That was December in 2009 when he did my right hip. Have you ever talked to him? Just sit down and talk to him. I mean, he puts it the way it is. He's just got a bedside manner that shows I care. He's just a very caring individual. He doesn't make it feel like I'm the doctor, you're down here, you do as I say. That's not him at all. He gives you your options, and he wants you to take those options. He wants it to be you, not him. I mean, he's ready. He has the knowledge. He can see all this. But I can remember coming in the first time with this left hip and thinking, it's my back. And he said, "Well, you can think that, but look, this is the x-rays. Well, we'll try injections and see." And I said, "Well, what do you think?" He said, "No, I know what I think. What do you think?" And I said, "I'm not ready yet." He said, "Then we won't do it." So then I wait 3 months, 6 months, come back, and of course it's 10 times worse. And we go through the whole thing again. And he says, "Well," I said, "it's time, isn't it?" He said, "You tell me, is it time?" And I said, "Well, it's hurting worse." He said, "Injections aren't helping anymore." He said, I said, "It's time." He said, "Well, when do you want to do it?" I said, "Oh, I don't know." He said, "Well, you call me when you're ready. You call me." And of course, I went home, and the next day I call him. 4 years ago, I thought, major surgery. And it wasn't a piece of cake, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. When he told me about the new procedure, I thought, yeah. But then honestly, once I had it, pain level is, they kept saying, "What's your pain level?" From 1 to 10, 0 to 10. I kept thinking, I know I have to have pain, but there really isn't. I mean, you have discomfort, you just had major surgery. But as far as pain level and in 2 weeks, when I went to see him after 2 weeks, I didn't have to use a walker. I could take my TED hose off, I could take a shower. Everything is improved, not only the surgery itself, the bandages that they put on. 4 years ago, you had to wrap it, and then put a garbage bag around it, keep it dry, then it'd get wet, you have to change it. They've got a new bandage now that they put on the day that they do the surgery. It stays on for 10 days, you can shower, you can do anything you want to with it. And that saves probably 15 to 20 minutes every night when you shower to have someone help you. You don't have to wrap that. It's amazing. Pain level, there is none, honestly. It's just, everything about it's just great. I can remember when I decided to have the surgery, I was going to have it here at the Premier Hospital, so they took me on a tour. And as we're walking through and everything, I'm looking and saying, "Oh my gosh, this is absolutely beautiful, fabulous." And they told me about my dinner will come from red onion and this and that. I said, I won't want to go home. And I can remember the girl's statement exactly. She goes, "Oh, you will, it's still a hospital." And I thought, And she was right, but it wasn't because of it being a hospital, it was because when you feel good, you're ready to be home. There was not one single person that walked in my room that didn't say, "Hi, Glenda, how are you?" I wasn't room 106, I was a person. They truly cared if you were discomfort, if you needed something. They're just a reflection of Dr. Banmore. They were just absolutely, you couldn't ask for anyone any nicer or take care of you any better. It's your decision. It has to be your decision. If you're not ready, then I don't think you would even heal as well if you aren't ready mentally. I think you yourself have to be mentally ready to undergo something like that. I do, I truthfully do. And he lets you do that. I mean, it is your decision. So when you come in here and you say, "I'm ready," he's ready, and it happens, and it's a miracle. I just can't believe how much I feel better after 3 weeks, even 2 weeks, really. It's just, I just can't believe I waited as long as I waited, because everything about this new hip, the way he does it is so much faster healing, less pain, less everything than the first one. And I didn't think the first one was that bad.